everyone. It's August 26th, Monday, time for Ball Cap Bible Study. I am Wade Cruz, pastor for senior adults at Quail Springs Baptist Church, and I'm already a little hopped up on coffee, so this is going to be exciting. Today we're rocking the Fellowship of Christian Athletes cap. Hats off to Jeremy Timms down at Moore Norman, working with the University of Oklahoma and all the high schools down there. What a great job he does. I tell you, those guys that they're practically volunteering to serve the Lord and then just stepping out in faith that people will support them. Wow, that's courage. So with that, I wanted to talk about something that's going on right now. I don't know if you've seen a lot of it or heard a lot of it, but there's a lot of disbelief on things. There's a lot of people that want to cherry pick the Bible and kind of have a Burger King religion where they have it their way. And I want to talk about some basic principles. There's a lot of definitely in the secular world pushback against God and creation and things like that. Well, we know as Christians that first verse in the Bible, that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, that is there for a reason. In the beginning is like when everything started. Before anything was, God was. In the beginning, God. But even beyond that, created, the Hebrew word for created there is bara. It means literally from nothing. He desired it and it became. It didn't exist. He wanted it, then it existed. So, we serve an awesome God, a mighty God, a powerful God. And sometimes we forget how powerful and awesome he is. And then we're amazed when we see him put his majesty on display. And he wants to do that in your life and my life. And I want to read out of Psalms. This, Psalms chapter 19. Listen to this. The heavens declare the glory of God. Right? You look up and see the stars and the moon and the sun and all the things that God put there, and they stay there and they don't destroy us. That they speak of his glory, that his majesty is on display. The heavens declare the glory of God, and their expanse is declaring the work of his hands. Listen to this. Day to day, the sunlight day to day pours forth speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. So the heavens, the daytime sky, the nighttime sky, they're actually screaming about their creator. Like, look at us. We are the evidence for God. They declare his glory. So there's that. Then you've got what Paul said in Romans. Listen to this. This is good stuff, man. And it should increase our faith. There is a reason. It's no accident that the very first verse of the Bible requires all our faith. In the beginning, God, those 4 words should be good enough, but in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Everything that we know is made by God. There isn't anything that wasn't made by God, including you. Listen to this. This is Romans chapter 1. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness. So the heavens declare his glory, but guess what? The wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of people who suppress the truth. Right now, that's the big buzzword, right? The misinformation and disinformation and all that. Well, anybody that speaks against this is suppressing the truth. Now, do they have a right to believe whatever they want? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean I'm wrong. It doesn't mean the word of God is not true. So let's start at the beginning. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of people who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. So there are people out there who are sinister. Let's just admit that are going to, Paul told Timothy, be careful. There are going to be people come around, just want to tickle the ears, and people are going to get other people to tell them what they want to hear. Because that which is known about God is evident. See, that's the thing. They can deny it all they want, but they're just kidding themselves, because that which is known about God is evident, within them, for God made it evident in them. The 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 creator who made people in his image, they can't deny that. The image of God is imprinted on them in their DNA. For God made it evident to them. For since the creation of the world, listen to this, for since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes, that is, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived, being understood by what has been made, so that they are without excuse. Everybody is without excuse. God reveals himself through his nature and his creation. The trees and the mountains rise up praising their creator. It can't happen any other way. What did John say in his gospel at the beginning? Let's look real quick. John chapter 1, said, in the beginning was the word, right? In the beginning was the word. That Greek word there for word is logos, or means like perfect image that represents God. When you think of a logo, you think of the Chevy bow tie or the Amazon smile or whatever, but this is like the perfect manifestation of God in physical form on that, that God image walking around. But he's all God, all man at the same time. He's talking about Jesus. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. So now we're all the way back to, John's taking us back to Genesis 1:1. All things came into being through him. This is talking about Jesus. And apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. Just what we said. There's nothing that exists that God didn't make, that Jesus wasn't part of the creation equation. In him was life. Jesus is life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. So you've got, we've had all this stuff about certain kind of deniers out there. Well, there are creation deniers and God deniers and all that. Guess what? They're going to be proven wrong one day. And then, of course, verse 14 of John 1 says, "And the Word became flesh and dwelt among men." So you are made in the image of God. You are without excuse. But the question is, if the heavens declare God's glory, why don't we? People should look at us and say, wow, there's something different, because we understand in whose image we're made, or we should. We should be like 180 of people who deny Genesis 1:1. We should be, proof that God exists. We should be, the light should be shining out of us into the darkness. We're called to be salt and light. Our salt should make people thirsty for what we have, and our light should illuminate where the well of living water is. All right. I'm going to link a song to this video, and it's an old Imperials song. It's called the Eagle Song, and it speaks to creation and stuff. And quite frankly, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a song that I want played at my funeral. I hope that's about 20 plus years from now, but we'll see. You may have heard it a long time ago. It's like over 40 years old, but it's a beautiful song, and it really speaks to me, and it really speaks about God and creation, and it's for me, it's a tearjerker. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Go out and try to prove the world wrong today. All right, have a great one.